I used to run errands for you when you stayed at the Hilton. Remember that time we had lunch with Alhaji Bello? I even carried your briefcase to the car.
In the heart of Lagos, there lived a young man named Emeka, whose confidence was as big as the Lagos Lagoon. Emeka was a hustler, a smooth talker, and a self-proclaimed happening guy who always seemed to have a plan, or so he claimed. To everyone who would listen, Emeka boasted of his endless connections in high places, governors, musicians, and even international businessmen. I can call Dangote right now if I feel like. He once told a group of skeptical neighborhood boys. One fateful Saturday, Emeka strolled into Mama Tobi's buka, wearing a brightly colored Ankara shirt and a pair of knockoff Italian loafers. The buka was buzzing with life as usual. The scent of smoky jollof rice and fried fish filling the air. As Emeka scanned the room, his eyes locked onto a man sitting alone at the far corner, a middle-aged gentleman in a spotless white agbada, adorned with a gold wristwatch that gleamed under the flickering light bulb. The man looked important, the kind of person Emeka dreamed of befriending. "Who be that oga?" Emeka whispered to Mama Tobi as he ordered a plate of jollof rice with 2 pieces of meat. Mama Tobi leaned in and said in a hushed tone, "That's Chief Balogun, big businessman. They say he has connections all over Nigeria. He even knows people in government." Emeka's eyes widened. This was his moment. If he could just get close to this man, who knew what doors would open? Fortune, fame, and opportunities were just a handshake away. With his chest puffed out and his confidence turned up to the highest volume, Emeka walked over to Chief Balogun's table. "Ah, Chief, long time no see," he said, smiling widely. "You don't remember me? It's me, Emeka from Abuja." Chief Balogun looked up, puzzled. "Abuja?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes, sir."
I used to run errands for you when you stayed at the Hilton. Remember that time we had lunch with Alhaji Bello? I even carried your briefcase to the car.
Emeka's lies poured out effortlessly. Chief Balogun scratched his chin, trying to place the young man in his memory.
Hilton, you say?
Yes, Chief. Those were good times. I've missed you, sir. In fact, I was just telling my friends yesterday how much I learned from you.
Though still unsure, Chief Balogun smiled. He liked being flattered, and Emeka was doing an excellent job of it.
Well, young man, it's good to see someone who appreciates hard work. Sit down, join me.
Emeka couldn't believe his luck. He quickly sat down and waved at Mama Tobi to bring another plate of food, which he boldly placed on Chief Balogun's bill. The two chatted for over an hour, with Emeka pretending to know all about the chief's fake exploits and throwing in vague complaints like, "Your advice back then changed my life, sir." Eventually, Chief Balogun said, "Young man, I have a business meeting in Ikoyi. Why don't you come along? You look like someone with ambition, and I might be able to introduce you to some people." "Ah, thank you, sir. God bless you, sir," Emeka exclaimed, nearly choking on his excitement. As they stepped out of the buka, a sleek black SUV pulled up, driven by a chauffeur. Chief Balogun gestured for Emeka to get in, and they sped off towards Ikoyi. Along the way, Chief Balogun began making phone calls, speaking in hushed tones about contracts and millions of naira. Emeka, sitting in the back seat, could barely contain his glee. This was it, his ticket to the good life. When they arrived at an upscale hotel, Chief Balogun led Emeka into a private lounge. A group of sharply dressed men were seated around a table, smoking cigars and laughing. As soon as they saw Chief Balogun, they greeted him warmly. "Ah, Chief, welcome. Who is this young man?" "This is Emeka," Chief Balogun said, clapping him on the back. "A very bright young man. He has potential." Emeka grinned from ear to ear as he shook hands with the men. All of them looked like they were dripping with money. After a few minutes of pleasantries, Chief Balogun turned to Emeka and said,
Young man, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm about to finalize a deal worth millions, and I want you to be part of it. But first, you'll need to show your commitment.
Anything, Chief. Just tell me what to do.
Emeka said eagerly. Chief Balogun leaned in closer. "You will need to make a small contribution. Think of it as a sign of goodwill. 50,000 naira should do." Emeka's heart sank. 50,000 naira? He didn't even have 5,000. But he couldn't let this opportunity slip away. "Ah, Chief, I don't have that amount with me right now, but I can raise it," he said, forcing a smile. "Good," Chief Balogun said, patting him on the shoulder. "You'll have till tomorrow. Call this number when you have the money." He handed Emeka a card and excused himself, leaving Emeka alone in the lounge. By the next morning, Emeka had borrowed money from everyone he knew, spinning tales of a life-changing business opportunity. He called the number on the card, and a man on the other end gave him an account number. Emeka sent the money and waited eagerly for further instructions. But hours turned into days, and Chief Balogun was nowhere to be found. His phone was switched off, and the card Emeka had been given turned out to be fake. It was only after asking around that Emeka discovered the truth. Chief Balogun was a well-known con artist who had been pulling this same scam for years. Sitting in Mama Toby's buka a week later, broke and humiliated, Emeka buried his face in his hands. "Ah, I wish I never met him," he muttered. But Mama Toby, overhearing him, just laughed. "Next time, mind who you try to impress."